wanna go back to the old days. Wanna go back to the good days. How a heart can melt so easy. How a life can change so fast. Yes, you brought me to my limits, yeah. I wanna go back to the old days. Back when everything's alright. I wanna go back to the good days. Promises read your lies. Hard to believe you don't need me like you used to say. I wanna go back to the old days. Back when everything's alright. Bed we made for two. I'm so done with thinking about you. Facing ghosts in the mirror. Still, how a heart can melt so easy. How a life can change so fast. Yes, you brought me to my limits, yeah. I wanna go back to the old days. Back when everything's alright. I wanna go back to the good days. Promises read your lies. Hard to believe you don't need me like you used to say. I wanna go back to the old days. Back when everything's alright. I wanna go back to the old days. Back when everything's alright. I wanna go back to the good days. Promises read your lies. Hard to believe you don't need me like you used to say. I wanna go back to the old days, back when everything's alright. See a window to the sky. All I wanted is inside. See a blue and yellow light. I wanna live a better life. No setting sun, so far from done. We've just begun. Let me be, 'cause I just wanna be someone. Be someone. Never stopped and wonder why. I don't wanna live a lie. Kiss my other life goodbye. Leaving with the change of tide. No setting sun, so far from done. We've just begun. Let me be, 'cause I just wanna be someone, be someone. Be someone. La, 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 la. Be someone. La, 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 la. Be someone.
By your side, holding you tight. Now the world is alright. All night, we're looking our eyes, watching the time fly away in the sky. Ooh, I found me an angel to cool all my anger and show me the way. Ooh, I found me an angel I don't understand yet, so tell me you'll stay. Ooh. possibilities. You shine when darkness surrounds me, and all I can see is someone I don't wanna be. Ooh, I found me an angel to cool all my anger and show me the way. Ooh, I found me an angel I don't understand yet, so tell me you'll stay.
In ways from a matter of time, I will not worry for you, you'll be just fine. Take my thoughts with you, and when you look behind, you will surely see a face that you recognize. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time. Open your mind. Surely it's plain to see. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time for you. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me. It is the distance that makes life a little hard. Two minds that once were close, now so many miles apart. I will not falter though, I'll hold on to your home. I'm safely back where you belong, and see how our love has grown. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time. Open your mind. Surely it's plain to see. You're not alone. I'll wait till the end of time for you. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me. You're not alone. Surely there's time to be with me. Open your mind. Surely there's time to be with me.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button! Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Good morning, Cornbread.
Good morning, Beanz. Good morning, everybody.
How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hope everybody's off to a dope start to their day. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Good morning, Mindy. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday morning.
Good morning, Amber. I hope you're having a great Wednesday morning.
Good morning, Ma. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Mama D. Hope you're off to a great morning.
Good morning, Kay and Kinley. I hope you guys are having wonderful mornings.
Good morning, Ammo. I hope you're off to a good morning.
Just happy birthday to your daughter.
Happy birthday.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning and is ready to wake and bake. I got to let Morgan back in real quick. Let's go with some cheers, everybody.
I remember our last summer when your heart met mine. We would dive into the ocean, always side by side. I hear your world's been getting colder, colder, but through it all I'll be your shoulder, shoulder. And even though we're getting older, older, remember what we said, that if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I'll be the last man standing to keep you safe from the storm. I'll be the light in your darkest night until you know it will be alright. 'Cause if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I go wherever you go. I remember I was broken, how you held me up. With your love you made me stronger, you believed in us. I hear your world's been getting colder, colder, but through it all I'll be your shoulder, shoulder. And even though we're getting older, older, remember what we said, that if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I'll be the last man standing to keep you safe from the storm. I'll be the light in your darkest night until you know it will be alright. 'Cause if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I go wherever you go. That if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I'll be the last man standing to keep you safe from the storm. I'll be the light in your darkest night until you know it will be alright. 'Cause if the world was ending, you know I'll carry you home. I go wherever you go.
Cheers, cheers, everybody. Hey. Mornings. She just got up. Got up and went outside. Now we're trying to figure the rest of the day out, huh? It's cold out there. Yeah. It's cold. It's cold. Right. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Careful. Hey, there it is. Come on. Okay. Let's. Roar. And she's playing. Does anybody have anything cool going on today? We got this day in history coming up here after 420. We got our morning speaker. We got some Dabber Chick show going on today. We got Guardians of Unity this afternoon. It's always good. And don't miss the Dabber Chick or Dabber Magic show tonight. Special announcement you don't want to miss out on. It's going to be dope. Dope.
Unfortunately, Cornbread has to go.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back though. I gotta
Okay.
go pick up the kiddo.
Oh, no worries.
So I'll be back though. I'll be back. Much love.
All right, if you have not got your Getting Stoned word in, please do. And the Cove page can do friends if it has to. Hey, good morning, Christina. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday morning. All right, we'll put all of it. There we go. Christina, you get friends. Let's fucking go. Oh. There we go. Again. With. It is cold here too. It feels like 22 out. If you are not following Vicki Bowers on all the platforms that she always mentions, you should be. Definitely check out her Patreon, her Bonfire, her Buy Me a Coffee, all of those links. She's a dope soul. I appreciate everything she does for not just the Cove, but for everybody. I know a lot of people enjoy her this day in history. So I'll pull that comment back up afterwards. But much love, Vicki B. Thank you so much for everything.
Each morning, the sun rises on more than a new day. It rises on everything that came before.
Moments of greatness, of discovery, of change, and sometimes of quiet resilience. From revolutions to reunions, from inventions to introspection, every date on the calendar carries its own legacy.
This Day in History by Vicki Bowers. A journey into the stories that built our world. One sunrise at a time.
Yes, much love, Vicki B. Thank you. Please support her in any way that you can. Make sure you're following her Facebook page. Good morning, CJ. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Hey, stop. I will help you. There we go. More than one under the blankets. Wait on, fool. I don't know. She doesn't know what she wants. Good morning, Sean. How are you, man? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Yes, make sure that you are packing up, heating up, rolling up, grinding up, warming up. What are you doing, Mark? You're weird. You're silly. Yeah, just be careful, Kay. Unless you want to do the spiral. I get that for sure. Happy 420, everybody. Cheers. Cheers. Hey, good morning, Double Dice Brad. Hope you're having a dope morning. Happy 420, everybody.
Smoke weed every day.
Whew. Good morning, Yvonne. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Good morning, Ash. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. What does everybody know this morning? Shouldn't be too bad of a day. It's going to be a cold one today. Talking a high of 54. Feels like 22 out. Well, I was outside when I got morning out, though. It really didn't feel that fucking cold out. It definitely didn't feel like 22 degrees, but it's not windy. So. But now she's laying back down under the blankets because, well, she's a baby. I don't blame her. It's cold. Ooh, we are hanging out in Cincinnati this morning. We're watching the sunrise. Does anybody have anything cool planned for their day? I gotta work tonight, but other than that, nothing too wild. Hang out with Morgan, work on a few show things. Hey, good morning, Magic. How are you, man? I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday morning. Let's fucking go. Get them numbers up. Oh, no, yeah, don't do that. But the cold part for sure. It's fucking cold out this morning up here in Minnesota. In southwestern Minnesota. Hey, right, Amber? That is great. It's a good morning to get high. That's for sure. All right, we'll play another song. We'll dive into some of this day in history. Let's go with this one. Cheers, everybody.
If I go, if I leave it all. Will I run, will I be being unknown? Say what you like, say what you like, say it. Turn around, city lights fading out. It's time to let go. I will meet you halfway. We gotta move on. I will meet you halfway. It's time to let go. We gotta move on. I will meet you halfway. It's okay, don't be sad or scared. You'll be fine, I'll be there on time. Yeah. Say what you like, say what you like, say. Oh, be who you wanna be who you wanna be. It's time to let go. I will meet you halfway. We gotta move on. I will meet you halfway. It's time to let go. We gotta move on. I will meet you halfway. It's time to let go. I will meet you halfway. We gotta move on. I will meet you halfway. It's time to let go.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, I definitely can understand that, Yvonne. We all get days. It's okay. We got days like that. All right, Vicki B, what do you got for us this morning? Here we go.
Welcome back. What a varied and interesting world we live in. Today we have a somewhat quirky celebration day, a word, one each world history and health-related items, a birthday, a song, and a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa. Don't spill it on your keyboard. Settle in and let's check it out. Hi there and welcome to This Day in History for October 22nd. October 22nd is the 295th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 296th in leap years with 70 days remaining to the end of the year. Did you know that October 22 is Wombat Day in Australia? Wombat Day honors Australia's beloved native marsupial with fun activities and themed treats. Popular wombat-themed goodies include wombat-shaped cookies, cupcakes with fondant wombat faces, and square-shaped brownies or fudge inspired by their unique cube-shaped droppings. Desserts also often include Australian bush flavors like lemon myrtle and macadamia nuts. Wombat Day events may also feature fundraisers for wombat conservation, raising awareness about their habitat and burrowing nature. The day brings together wildlife lovers to celebrate these stout, furry creatures and support efforts to protect them all. Wombat Day. Today's word is prefecture. Prefecture is a noun, and it kind of describes itself in that a prefecture is a district or area under the jurisdiction of a prefect. This term is often used to refer to administrative divisions in countries like Japan or France. Given that a prefecture has to do with the prefect, let's take a look at that. A prefect is an official appointed to enforce laws, supervise certain areas, or administer duties. The title is commonly used in various contexts, ranging from ancient Roman officials to modern administrative roles in some countries. A monitor in English public or secondary schools and sometimes in American private schools may also be known as prefect. Prefect and prefecture come to us from a Latin word that referred to one who is put in charge or placed in front. These words typically reflect a system of governance and leadership that has evolved over centuries with modern applications in both government and educational settings. Example sentences might include, in ancient Rome, the prefect was responsible for the administration of justice and public order. Or, the school prefect ensured that all students followed the rules during lunch break. And for prefecture, the police force in the prefecture responded swiftly to the emergency call. Or, in Japan, each prefecture has its own unique cultural traditions and administrative policies. First known use of either of these words is in the 1400s, prefecture. Today's word, and with that, this is the birthday of Edward Brigatti Jr., born October 22nd, 1945. Born and raised in Garfield, New Jersey, Brigatti graduated from Garfield High School in 1963. This American singer-songwriter is best known as the co-lead vocalist and percussionist of the Young Rascals, later known simply as the Rascals. Alongside Felix Cavallari, Eddie Brigatti helped define the band's sound from 1964 to 1970. Interestingly, the Rascals became the first all-white group signed to Atlantic Records and would go on to fame as part of the Blue-Eyed Soul movement, along with the Righteous Brothers and Box Tops. Eddie Brigatti co-wrote several of the Rascals' biggest hits, including Groovin', How Can I Be Sure, and People Got to Be Free. He left the group in 1970 and later joined up with his brother David to record an album called Lost in the Wilderness. The Rascals were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. In 2012, Eddie Brigatti and his bandmates reunited for Once Upon a Dream, a production co-produced by Stephen Van Zandt, which ran on Broadway and toured extensively. Happy birthday, Eddie Brigati. Now, have you ever heard of Operation Paperclip? This was the United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment at the end of World War II, between 1945 and 1959. There was a similar program in the Soviet Union, and in the early morning hours of October 22, 1946, over 2,200 engineers and technicians from Eastern Germany were forcibly relocated to the Soviet Union, along with their families and equipment, as part of a Soviet effort to rebuild their war-torn nation and gain technological expertise. This mass transfer, known as Operation Asovyakim, targeted skilled workers in industries like aviation, rocketry, and electronics. These engineers played a crucial role in advancing Soviet science and technology, particularly during the early stages of the Cold War. The relocation was a significant loss for post-war Germany and a key factor in the Soviet Union's post-war industrial and military development. In 1976, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, banned red dye number 4, a widely used food coloring. The synthetic dye, once common in various foods and cosmetics, was scrutinized due to concerns over its potential health risks. The FDA's decision was part of a broader movement to reassess the safety of artificial colorants in consumer products. The ban marked a significant step in food safety regulations aiming to protect public health by ensuring that additives undergo rigorous testing for potential toxicity. Today's song is How Can I Be Sure by the Young Rascals. Written by Felix Cavallari and Eddie Brigati of the Young Rascals, How Can I Be Sure was released as a single in August of 1967 and also appears on the Young Rascals album Groovin'. Felix Cavallari had a muse in the form of a captivating girlfriend who inspired several Rascals hits. This girlfriend was a little bit younger than Felix, though, and the age gap came to be an issue. This tension is reflected in the introspective tone of How Can I Be Sure? How Can I Be Sure became the band's fourth top 10 hit, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October of that year. The song, with more of a traditional pop sound, marked a stylistic departure for the rock-oriented band. Featuring trumpets, strings, and concertina, the track evokes the ambiance of a French cafe and blends blue-eyed soul with pop. How Can I Be Sure by the Young Rascals. Link in the description. How about that? Sometimes when I'm looking for a quote, I see a phrase or a sentence that captures my imagination. If I don't see an attribution, then I'll ask Googula who said that. Googula is what we here at the Bowers household call the search function on the internet browser. Anyway, I found this great phrase and found out that it's attributed to the ancient Asian religious teacher Buddha. And it is, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Buddha. Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And a hearty and grateful shout out to these lovely folks who've bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to add your name to that list, there is a link in the description where you too can buy me a coffee. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. No Really. No Really. Consider following my Day in History page on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I also have a Patreon account now, or you can buy me a coffee. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Much love, Vicki B. Thank you so much for this day in history. Please make sure that you are following her on all the platforms that she mentioned. Definitely check out the Buy Me a Coffee. You can do different amounts or whatever, so it's not like this big extravagant purchase. Check out her bonfire. Grab a favorite cuppa, maybe. But much love, Vicki. Thank you. I hope you're up to a wonderful Wednesday. Good morning, Brittany. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. Good morning, Heather. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning. I hope everybody's having a dope day. Good morning, Roy. How are you, man? Hope you've been well. Waiting to go into surgery. Well, keep us updated, bro. Much love, man. Positive vibes for real. It didn't want to let me download that song of the day. So we're going to play a different Rascals song. Cheers, everybody.
It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air for me. Get inside. If the weather's fine and you got the time, it's your chance to wake up and plan another brand new day. Either way, it's a beautiful morning. Each bird keeps singing his own song. So long, I've got to be on my way now. No more just hanging around. I got to cover ground. You couldn't keep me down. It just ain't no good if the sun shines and you're still inside. Still inside. Still children with robins and flowers, sunshine caresses each new waking hour. Seems to me that people keep seeing more and more each day. Gotta say, lead the way. It's okay. Gotta say, it's okay. All right. Gotta say, lead the way.
Such a dope song. I fucking love the Rascals. What does everybody know for this morning? It feels like 23 out. We're up a degree. Let's fucking go. It's a ridiculous sunrise. Morgan is sleeping under the blankets, and Steve is snuggled up kind of next to her. Don't miss out on the Dabber Chick show today. It'll be just kind of a short, chill hangout. Nothing too crazy planned. Don't miss out on Guardians today. It's going to be dope. And don't miss out on the Dabber Magic show tonight. They do have a great, dope announcement that you are not going to want to miss out on. We do have our morning speaker yet coming up. We'll play one more song and dive on in. I think I've got a good one for us picked out this morning. Cheers, everybody.
You know, sometimes I'm caught up in my head. I'm trying to make the best of the lows and the highs.
But it's hard sometimes when you're scared to take a step. You're fighting with the waves, so afraid of the tide. Gotta let it go. That's the only way that I know how. Gotta lose control. No, I won't ever let it count me down. Oh, when I'm lonely and when I come undone, remember what you told me. Life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall. I know sometimes this life can break your heart. When something's fall apart, there's no good in goodbye. But the darkest night won't always be that dark. Tears are gonna fall, tears are gonna dry. Gotta let it go. That's the only way that I know how. Gotta lose control. No, I won't ever let it count me down. Oh, when I'm lonely and when I come undone, remember what you told me. Life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall. Like a waterfall. When I'm lonely and when I come undone, remember what you told me. Life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall.
Hey, good morning, evening, nighttime, face all. How are you, man? I hope you've had a great day. We are just getting ready to dive into our morning speaker this morning. We're going to go with a Myron Golden this morning. I've not heard of this guy. I've not heard this one. It looks very interesting. And we'll see what he's got to say. Much love, everybody. And here we go.
So, did you know that if you learn to talk better, you will do better? In fact, the fastest, best, and most thorough way to level up your life is level up your ability to communicate. The quality of your life is always going to be in direct correlation to the quality of your communication. Now, when I talk about communication, you just think I'm talking about talking to people, right? That's the first thing that comes to your mind, talking to people. That's only one aspect of communication. See, we have internal communication, the things I say to myself. We have external communication, and our external communication has two directions. There's our vertical external communication, that communication between us and God, and then there's our horizontal external communication, our communication between us and others, and most recently, our external communication between us and technology. Or I should say, more impactfully recently, our external communication between us and technology. And I remember back in the 80s when I went to visit this church in Texas, and I heard the pastor speak, and I thought, like, I don't know if I thought any of these words, but I remember feeling like, why is this so painful for me? It seems like the people who have the least to say take the longest not to say it. And one of the things I noticed about this particular preacher was his most prolific description of everything was the word thing. Well, you got to do that thing. Make sure. And I was like, surely you can find another word. But apparently he couldn't. And when I think about people, I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day, and I noticed that he mumbled a lot. I thought, this is really a fascinating way to communicate. It's kind of like, mumbling is kind of like non-committed verbal expression. Like, I don't want to say this too clearly. I don't want to enunciate and pronunciate these words too clearly, because then I might have to take responsibility for them. I don't really know what was going on, but I was like, why does this guy keep mumbling? It's so fascinating. And then you hear some people communicate, and some are clearly intelligent, others clearly not so much, and they use a lot of profanity. And I'm like, this is fascinating. It's fascinating to me that you use non-adjectives to attempt to describe what you mean, and you think you're emphasizing something, but what you're really emphasizing is a lack of clarity. Because the words that you're using are not describing anything that you're talking about when you use profanity. Like, it's an expletive, but it's not an explanation. And it's an expletive, but it's not an exclamation. It's just an expletive. It's a demonstration of verbal laziness. I know there are people who disagree with me, but they would only disagree with me because they do it. They wouldn't disagree with me because they thought about it. Because if they thought about it, they wouldn't do it. If anybody who uses profanity thought about the negative effects of profanity, they wouldn't use it. In fact, anybody who uses negative words on rinse and repeat of any kind, not just profanity, if they understood the negative impact on their life, they wouldn't use them. Like, even words like try and maybe. And I know people think, well, try's not that bad. Really? Every time somebody says, well, this is what I'm trying to do, I have like this visceral physical reaction, and I do everything inside of myself to resist showing it on the outside. I pull up all of my internal resources to not have a reaction to the word try. Because there's no such thing what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm doing it, or I'm not doing it. Now, when I do it, it might do what I expected it to do. And it might not do what I expected it to do, but I didn't try to do it. I did it. It just didn't do what I thought it would do when I decided I was going to do it. Does that make sense? And so, long time ago, Tony Robbins, I heard it on one of his original cassette tapes back in the 90s, okay? He said, if you want to model any form of human excellence, you have to find somebody who's really good at the thing that you desire to be good at, and you have to model three things. And those three things are, you find that person, you model their belief systems, you model their physiology, and you model their mental syntax. And he said, model their belief systems. Well, what is a belief anyway? Think about that. What's a belief? What is a belief system? A belief is a story that you tell yourself about an expected outcome. Is that right? Right? A belief is a story that you tell yourself about an expected outcome. And so most people, when they tell themselves stories about expected outcomes, they tell themselves unfavorable stories and then wonder why they get undesirable outcomes. Do you understand that if you just got better at communicating with yourself, the stories you tell yourself as you are creating and perpetuating your beliefs, if you just got better at that part of your life, every other part of your life would get better. Positive thinking doesn't necessarily help you achieve everything, but it does necessarily help you achieve everything better than negative thinking does. And so you got to learn to talk better. You got to learn to talk better when you talk to yourself. You got to learn how to stop calling yourself names like, oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you're such an idiot. Oh, I can't believe you're such a loser. There's no good that can come out of talking to yourself that way. I listen to people talk to themselves, and I think to myself, if you had other friends who talk to you the way you talk to you, you wouldn't let them be your friend. And so we are so either lazy with language or unintentional with language. What would happen if you became hyper intentional about every thought you think and every belief you have and every story you tell yourself, especially the stories you tell yourself about yourself and your chances? What would happen if you leveled that up? You'd talk better, you'd do better. Even if I did believe something wasn't going to work out for me, I wouldn't claim it. I'm not talking about name it and claim it, blab it and grab it, say it. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about empowering, using your words to empower your expectations. Because expectation is your greatest superpower as a human being, whether you know it or not. Yeshua himself said, he said, if you can believe, all things are possible to him that believes. Now, all things are possible. I get it that doesn't mean every single solitary thing.
Hey, good morning, Boxman. How are you, brother? I hope you were having a wonderful morning. We're just hanging out listening to our morning speaker this morning. It is Myron Golden. This is very interesting. I'm not sure. I don't disagree with him, but it's very interesting. I like this one. Here we go.
Right? You're not going to jump off the Empire State Building and land on your feet. I mean, if you do, pretty much your feet and everything else is going to hurt. But all things are possible means all types, all manner, all kinds of things are possible that are not possible if you don't believe. Okay. So I'm going to strengthen my internal communication. I'm going to resist the temptation to put the past on repeat and expect my past experiences as my future expectations. I'm gonna resist that temptation. As I was thinking about why do most people have such disempowered expectations? Why are most people so much better at expecting the worst than they are at expecting the best? Is that a good question? And I think most people are so much better at expecting the worst than they are at expecting the best because they know exactly what the worst feels like, or at least the worst they felt feels like. They know what it's like when they go through pain, and sometimes, like, pain is an amplifier, right? When you go through something that's difficult and it's really, really painful for you, it amplifies the feeling. And feelings are the drivers of humanity. Like, human beings are singularly motivated. And by that I mean people do things for one reason and one reason only. What's that reason? Because they feel like it. So what if the real reason that you procrastinate is not because you're a procrastinator? What if the real reason you procrastinate is not because you have a procrastination problem? Because I've discovered that nobody has a procrastination problem. Procrastination is nobody's problem. Procrastination is a symptom of a problem. What's the problem? The problem is anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety is that feeling I get when I'm expecting an unfavorable outcome. Do you understand? Have you ever walked up to a chair and got ready to sit down and then you noticed like one of the legs was wobbly? You wouldn't let yourself sit down in that chair, would you? No. You wouldn't let yourself sit down in that chair. Why? Because your expectation is this chair won't hold me, so you don't put all your weight down. Do you understand that when you look at a scenario and the scenario looks unstable, it doesn't let you put, your subconscious mind will not let you put your weight in that scenario. Are y'all tracking? And so what I have to do is I have to learn how to examine. First of all, I don't want to put my weight down in a situation that won't hold me. It's kind of like when I hated flying. You say, Myron, what does hated flying mean? It means I was scared. Right? I was like, this doesn't make sense. This is so dumb. Every time I got on a plane, this is so dumb. This thing weighs hundreds of thousands of pounds, and we're all up here in this tube acting like this is normal. And people are sleeping, and I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, are y'all insane? I was scared. And I got on a plane, I never put all my weight down. I'm locked in. Somebody tapped me on my shoulder. Hey, bro, you know that chair's on this plane too. Why you messing with me, man? Right? And so So like I hated flying because I was scared, because it didn't make sense. So my expectation was, since it didn't make, like, a plane weighs more than a city bus. You've been flying around out there. You've seen other planes in the sky while you've been flying around, right? Have you ever seen a city bus in the sky? No. This don't make sense. I've never even seen any cars up there. It's making less and less sense by the minute. I've not seen a stinking bicycle in the air. And this 757 that weighs 250,000 pounds is 40,000 feet in the air going 500 miles an hour, and everybody's acting like it makes sense. Right? So my anxiety would not allow me to relax every time there was a sound, a bump. Right? It didn't help that I watched a movie one time about that flight that was in Hawaii when the fuselage came off. Did anybody ever see that? It was so terrible. Like, I do not watch plane crash movies. I'm not watching a movie about a plane crash. I'm not doing it. I spend too much time on planes to even think about that. Right? So anyway, so I said, this is not healthy, Myron. This is not healthy for you to be scared every time you get on a plane, because you get on way too many planes, bro. This is not good. I gotta fix this. Okay, how you gonna fix it? I'm gonna take flying lessons. Gotta take flying lessons. I can get on a plane now, fall asleep before it takes off, and wake up after it lands. Why? Because it makes sense. So what I did was I educated myself at a higher level by learning some principles that gave me the ability to tell myself a better story. In fact, did you know that planes are designed to fly, and that design is so good that if a hurricane or a tornado is coming to an area, they have to remove the planes, because the planes will fly with that much wind even if nobody's on them. It's easier for a plane to fly than it is for it to stay on the ground. In fact, if you leave a plane on the ground too much and it doesn't fly, the plane will eventually become worthless because of lack of use. So, what did I do? I changed the story. Changed the story. When I changed the story, changed my belief, ain't scared no more. In fact, I was the co-pilot on a twin engine prop jet from Tampa or from Lakeland to the Bahamas. And it was like 2.5 hour flight. And I'm like, I got my headset on, my Bose headset on, and I'm looking at the avionics, and I'm adjusting the trim, and I'm doing all the stuff the pilots tell me to do. We had to fly around storms and stuff. It was so cool. This was from a guy who used to get on a plane and not put all his weight down. Right? So what am I telling you? I'm telling you, you have to improve your internal communication. You have to improve your vertical communication from the standpoint that this will change your life. When God has said something in Scripture, let that be the end of it. Just act as if it's true. The most fascinating thing that I've observed in my life in attending church and watching people who attend church is they feel real good about it while they're there and do absolutely nothing about it when they leave. It blows my mind. People who read the Bible every day and apply apparently none of it, or very little. Like they give up a couple of things and take on a couple of things right after they come to Christ, and then what happens? After that, they're like, okay, I'm there. There is no there. That's the point. And so my vertical communication with God improves when God gives me an objective and I line up my life with that objective. And I realize that when I'm praying and I'm talking to God, I am not talking to God to get him to do my thing. I'm talking to God to get me in tune with him so I can do his thing. It changes the game. It changes the game completely. And then when I do that, my external communication changes. The quality of your life is going to be in direct proportion to the quality of the communications you have with other people. Because it's the communications that you have with other people that help you find a mate. It's the communications that you have with other people that help you raise responsible children. It's the communications that you have with other people that help you get a job if you want a job. It's the communications you have with other people that give you the ability to hire employees if you need delegation. And the communication that you have with other people is what is required for you to acquire business partners and clients and business relationships of all kinds. Your ability to verbalize a message that shows the people you're talking to what they get out of engaging with you is going to determine the quality of your life. And so it's amazing. The best time to think about what you're going to get out of a conversation or an interaction is before the interaction starts. Once the interaction starts, you have to make it all about them. And you have to figure out before you engage with them how you making it all about them is going to be beneficial to them and beneficial to you. You have to figure it out before you engage in the conversation. And most people are terrible at that. It's quite fascinating. I've often thought, you know, this person had this really great idea. Maybe they're an inventor, maybe they're a software developer, maybe they're an author, and they're really, really good at coming up with a solution. And then they start talking to people about it, and when you hear them talk about it, it's horrible. Like, how could you take this beautiful thing and make it that ugly? Well, what happens is one of two things. Either they fall in love with the trinkets that they've invented or the templates that they've designed, or they fall in love with the amount of time they put into becoming the expert. So they think that the other person is going to fall in love with spending time with them, so they think time with them is the value of their offer. Or the other mistake they make is they realize that they've created something so good that they're going to get paid a lot of money. And so now, instead of thinking about the transformation that they've created for other people, when they're talking to other people, they're thinking about the transaction and they're not thinking about that person's transformation. And so as soon as they realize they're getting paid, they mess up the story. It's so fascinating. And so what you've got to learn how to do is you've got to learn how to communicate with other people in such a way that shows them the value that they get from engaging with you, while realizing and simultaneously not caring. I shouldn't say not caring. Simultaneously not being focused on the value that you get from that interaction. It's really challenging to do, especially if you don't understand that it's the thing that you need to do in order to make the thing that you're working on do the thing that you intended it to do when you started working on it. It's so easy to get distracted by the minutia. It's so easy. No wonder most people are terrible. Which means, by the way, though, most people are terrible at doing all this stuff I'm talking about, which means if you get good at it, you'll be one of the best in the world. This is why, like, if you talk better, you do better. Now, here's the latest place I realized this. Artificial intelligence. Your ability to leverage AI to the fullest is going to be in direct proportion to your ability to describe exactly the outcome you desire. And then challenge the outputs that the AI gives you with more and better articulation. Your ability to communicate with AI is going to determine whether or not AI takes you along for the ride or whether you get left behind. Period. So, Myron, I get all of that. What's the best way for me to level up my communication? There are two things. Here's the good thing about two. All of us can count to two. And all of us can remember two things. Now, aren't you glad I didn't say 200? Not that you can't count to 200, but it might be a little bit of a challenge for you to remember 200 things. So, two things. Read more well-written, good books with good ideas. Read more. Number two, write more. Write more what, Myron? when you're reading books and you're listening to videos like this one right here, and you're having conversations with intelligent people, and they say something in those books, on those videos, in that conversation that really resonates with you, don't write down what they said. Write down what you thought of as a result of what they said. That will be your unique content that levels up your life for the rest of your life. Hope this video helps you. Talk better, do better. Level up your life by leveling up your communication. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Yeah, I think I like that one. I did subscribe to his channel. We'll maybe do a couple more throughout time and see how it goes. I appreciated it. There was a couple things I wasn't 100% sold on, but I did do like how he was praising things. I like how he was explaining things. But I'll play song and see where we're at with our morning speaker or morning. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Cheers. Maybe. Let's go with this one.
Some things don't sit right this close to midnight. You're someone else in this light. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stand in the kitchen, attempting to fix this. So
Let's fucking go. All right, we're gonna try to do a video. We'll see how it goes. I've got the YouTube open. It might not work, but we'll give it a shot. But it's super fucking interesting. It's the one I've talked about it before, about how like we use the CAPTCHAs, you know, like the CAPTCHA that on the website to make sure that you are human type deal, to train AIs over the past fucking 15, 20 years. It's very, very interesting. But we'll see how it goes. If YouTube spends it or whatever, we'll stop and I'll figure out another way to do it another time. But we're gonna give it a shot. So here we go.
Bro, what is this? So the other day, I was signing into my PlayStation account when I was met with the most ridiculous captcha I have ever seen. Not long after, I was on Twitter and saw a bunch of people complaining about receiving this captcha while trying to log on to an official government website. And this all got me thinking, what the hell is up with captchas nowadays? I remember a time when solving one of these things was as simple as typing the letters in some slightly distorted image. What's that say, cheese sticks? I can write cheese sticks, that's no problem. So how did we get from here to horses made of clouds? Who is responsible for this? Well, it turns out it was, well, it was kind of us, and I promise I'll explain, but before that, we need to understand why we even do these things in the first place. So all captchas are tests designed to distinguish human users from bots, because there are people out there who like making a bunch of fake accounts so they can do all kinds of malicious stuff, like advertising their OnlyFans and YouTube comments and other stuff. And captchas have a unique problem to solve because they need to be simple enough to be done by any human regardless of education level, language, or cultural background, without being simple enough to be done by artificial intelligence. In other words, you need to design a test that the dumbest human can pass, but the smartest robot can't. Now, back when captchas were first created, computers weren't particularly great at reading text, and if that text was somewhat distorted, forget about it. But we humans are used to reading text in all kinds of different conditions and fonts, to the point where it's a source of pride. You ever see those Facebook memes that made you feel like a genius because apparently only certain people can read this? Yeah, people who can see. Congratulations. Point being, even if your literacy isn't all that great, you can at least recognize the characters being presented to you and match them to the ones on your keyboard. These were the original captchas, and from this concept spawned many different brands of captcha, all doing things slightly differently. Some would add noise or a color gradient to the background, some would add a bunch of lines and markings to obscure the text, some would make the text itself wavy and distorted, and some would do all of the above. Anything to make it slightly harder for a computer to interpret, because back then, optical character recognition wasn't that great and could be thrown off pretty easily. The most popular type of captcha, however, was and still is reCAPTCHA. Now, the version of this we're used to seeing these days is a lot different to how it looked in the past, and for good reason. But there was a key feature of the original reCAPTCHA which set it apart from every other captcha of its time. There were always two answers to submit instead of one. And this is significant because reCAPTCHAs weren't just designed to verify your humanity, they were designed to use it. To use you. The first part of every reCAPTCHA works just like any other. You're presented with a slightly distorted word, the captcha knows what the correct answer is, and so if you type it in accurately, you're verified as human. It's the second part where things get interesting. The captcha actually doesn't know what the correct answer to this one is, and so it's hoping that if you were able to get the first one correct, you can read well enough to teach it what the second word is. This same second word is shown to many different people also solving reCAPTCHAs, and so if enough people who got the first word correct agree on what the second word is, the reCAPTCHA logs it into its database of known words. In 2010, over 100 million reCAPTCHAs were being presented every day. That's a lot of learning, but what was it all for? Well, to answer that, we need to know where the words appearing in these reCAPTCHAs actually came from. Unlike other captchas of the time, which used digital text, the text in reCAPTCHAs came from scanned documents like books and newspapers. Optical character recognition was then used to convert the documents to digital formats, But if for some reason the AI was unable to recognize a word, perhaps because of an unclear scan or because the word isn't part of the standard dictionary, it would be used as the second word in a reCAPTCHA, so real humans could do the work for it. Through this system, reCAPTCHAs were able to help digitize the archives of the New York Times, and when it was acquired by Google in 2007, it was used to digitize their entire library of books. Have you seen Infant Hefner? No? Oh, well, how about The Visiting Piece? No, you haven't seen that either, huh? Well, those are two examples of CapChart, a meme format that arose in 2009 and involved creating images inspired by reCAPTCHAs seen in the wild. Another favorite of mine being Don't Type. Later down the line, reCAPTCHAs started being used to improve other Google services. If you've ever solved a CAPTCHA which involved typing out an address number, this is why. These images were taken directly from Google Street View, and us solving them helped improve the AI's ability to accurately pinpoint address locations on Google Maps. Internet users were essentially teaching Google's AI how to read, and in fact, their AI got so good at it that it was no longer viable to use text-based reCAPTCHAs to secure websites. A programmer could just design a bot using Google's own character recognition API to crack Google's own security. The reCAPTCHA developers tried to stay ahead of the ever-increasing ability of AI by creating synthetic text, computer-generated text not taken from physical publications or Street View images, and more heavily distorted. Can you read what this says? Well, chances are you can't, as a study by Google in 2014 revealed that humans were only able to pass their hardest synthetic text-based reCAPTCHAs with an accuracy of 33%. And what was the percentage accuracy for Google's machine learning algorithms? 99.8%. Through doing billions of these reCAPTCHAs over the years, we had taught the AI to become better at solving them than we ever could. And based on the intended purpose of these tests, robots were now 2 times more effective at proving their humanity than us. I guess the saying is true. Those who can't do, teach. How the f*** a computer gonna ask me if I'm a robot? Motherfucker, you are the robot. Are you sure about that? You couldn't even read some simple text. ggl-7.x-1.x.dev.exe was able to read it just fine. So things had to change. Text, no matter how distorted, was no longer a viable option. And internet users were growing increasingly frustrated by the difficulty of these CAPTCHAs, which led to more people abandoning websites that used them. Once again, we were back to the original problem, and many software companies rose to the challenge with varying and often hilarious results. You've probably seen the slide the puzzle piece into the correct place CAPTCHA, or the one that asks you to complete the puzzle. I guess they figured bots aren't huge fans of jigsaws. I mean, who is? That was a joke. I actually love jigsaws. On TikTok, there's one that asks you to select the 2 objects that are the exact same shape, inspired of course by the plagiarism on which their platform thrives. Club Penguin had the Pick the Pizza CAPTCHA, personal favorite of mine I must say. Picking pizza is like a top 10 activity. Some websites ask you to pick the image which is the correct way up, and then show you something like whatever the hell this is. Am I looking at a toad's ass right now? And many CAPTCHAs have an accessibility option, which gives you an audio test instead of a visual one. For example, type the number of the sound with a crowd of people.
Option 1.
Amnesia. Amnesia.
Option 2.
Blah, 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 blah.
Option 3.
I wish option 2 was the answer. I came across this one on Twitter which asks the user to put the coffee on the waiter's tray, and I'm just mesmerized by the fact that the other 2 options were to put a motorcycle or an entire building on the tray instead. There are also gamified CAPTCHAs with tasks such as making pancakes, feeding a baby, and parking. Although I'm pretty sure computers are getting fairly good at doing that last one. fairly good. Now, these final few are the most ridiculous, and you know what? Let's play a game. It's called Concept or Real. I'm gonna describe a captcha, and you have to guess whether it's just a concept for a captcha, or if it's a real one that either has been or is currently being used on a website to differentiate humans from bots. First, a captcha that requires you to look at an ad and type in the brand's slogan to proceed. Yeah, that one's real, obviously. There's no such thing as free space, only ad space. Second, a captcha that requires you to find Wally, or Waldo for my American viewers. That's real too. Although you could consider that cheating because it was made for a joke website where you submit support tickets that will never ever be answered, aka neopets.com. Next, a Valentine's Day themed captcha for all the romantics out there. That is also real. VCaptcha did it back in 2014, and it actually proved to be much more effective than their usual ones, because as we know, robots cannot love. Number 4, a captcha which requires you to correctly answer a meme-based trivia question. Alright, that one's just a concept. Were you starting to think they were all real? Yeah, nah. Although it does actually exist, just on a website developed by Olivia Ng to showcase her different captcha ideas, including a tic-tac-toe one, a window cleaning one, and one where you have to select the cup with the ball in it. Did you choose this one? If so, you got it correct. Which actually means you failed the captcha, as only a robot could possess that level of perception. Finally, a captcha which requires you to correctly answer a complex mathematical equation involving polynomials and trigonometric functions. Yeah, that's real. If you want to sign up for the Quantum Random Bit Generator service, they said no scrubs, no lames, no idiots. If you want to come through, pull out the pen and paper and get to work. So, obviously, some of these solutions are more viable than others, but Google got to work on their own answer by upgrading VCaptcha from a text-based system to an image-based one. You might have noticed that once the squiggly text and address numbers started being phased out, we began seeing far more captchas asking us to select the squares with traffic lights, or street signs, or crosswalks, or buses, or bridges, or cars, or all sorts of things. We had taught the AI how to recognize words. Now we were teaching it how to recognize everything. And you know what all of these objects have in common? They're all things you'll likely come across on the road. Google Maps, Street View, and potentially even Google's self-driving technology were about to get a whole lot better. But even then, it didn't take long before the bots caught up. There's currently a browser extension called Nokcha, which is very effective at solving these types of captchas, and incorporates both optical character recognition in reading the prompt and image recognition in selecting the answers. Oh, and if you're wondering, yeah, it can do the audio ones too.
See their status, description.
So once again, the bots got good at proving their humanity. Captchas would have to undergo another evolution to stay ahead. But how? Have you ever clicked on the "I'm not a robot" checkbox, only for it to let you straight through without any further tasks? Feels good to have your humanity recognized without having to pass some stupid test, right? Well, and you probably saw this coming, that's not exactly how it happens. Truth is, by the time you click on the "I'm not a robot" prompt, you've already passed the test, just not one you knew you were taking. So captchas most commonly appear on web pages that allow for some form of user input, such as sign-up pages and comment sections, since those are most likely to be targeted by bots seeking to create fake accounts or flood a page with spam comments. What the updated VCaptcha would do is monitor how the user interacts with the web page prior to them clicking on the captcha. And while the specifics aren't publicly known, chances are it's monitoring stuff like the user's cookie history, how quickly the forms are being filled out, and whether the user appears to be masking their IP address. This is why you're far more likely to come across captchas if you're browsing in incognito mode or if you have a VPN enabled. Google introduced this as the No Captcha VCaptcha, and in 2018 they rolled out an update that would allow the app to monitor behavior across an entire website rather than just a single page. That being said, it still results in many human users being presented with captchas and not being sure which squares count as part of the street sign and which don't. Plus, even if bots are getting picked up by the system and given captchas, they're getting better at solving them all the time, meaning captchas have to continue evolving. And this is how we end up with horse-shaped clouds. It seems the next step in captcha evolution is to use AI-generated imagery to defeat AI image recognition. It's a civil war, and people just trying to log into their accounts are caught in the middle. Hey, with any luck, maybe you'll get a nice one, like picking the smiling dogs. But if you're less lucky, you might come across captchas such as the ones on a website you may be surprised to hear takes its captcha security very seriously, Roblox.com. In fact, Roblox has a rich history of users complaining about how tedious their captchas make the sign up and login process. But the problem often doesn't stem from the difficulty of the captchas, rather it's the number of captchas the site makes you complete. For example, this one, which requires you to rotate an image until it's the correct way up 10 times before it'll let you through. And if by the end you've gotten any one of these even just slightly off, you'll have to start over. There's also touch the mouse that can't reach the cheese and pick the wrong shadow. I'm sorry, is this Roblox or an IQ test? Funnily enough, the captcha the site uses nowadays is the same captcha I came across when trying to log into my PlayStation account. But right before they switched to that, they used captchas which had players selecting dartboards and dice with values totaling specific amounts. Now, as you might know, Roblox has a player base which skews fairly young, so young in fact that they might struggle with a simple maths problem, especially when presented as messily as this. So some people have taken it upon themselves to create video tutorials on how to pass the captchas. People need guides just to sign up for the website. And in the comments of these videos, you can see people asking for specific solutions. In fact, this creator has gone through the effort of uploading tutorials on how to pass every Roblox captcha there is, with some of them in the hundreds of thousands of views. When your user base needs to leave the site in order to learn how to pass the test required to enter it, I think maybe the captchas are no longer fulfilling their original goal. Which brings me to PlayStation.com. I was just trying to check the status of my account when I was greeted with this. What kind of Fisher-Price baby's first captcha am I looking at right now?
Can you do the frog one, please?
Hey, I had to log in somehow.
Welcome back, Cornbread. That's just crazy, though.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Morning, Yvonne.
And that's crazy that it, I think, worked. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll play a song and see where we're at with our morning. Let's go with this. Cheers, everybody.
I just found the road that leads to see you. 1,000 events, but still I got no clue what to do. You are my treasure, my love. You are my treasure, can't get enough. You are my treasure, my love. You are my treasure, you belong.
Yes, I love that song. That's a great song.
It is.
Oh, man. Well, probably smoke one more and call it a morning. I hope everybody's had a dope Wednesday morning. Don't miss out on the Dabber Chick show this around noon, lunchtime. And don't miss out on Guardians this afternoon. Don't miss the announcement tonight on the Dabber Magic show. It's going to be dope. Go ahead and say our farewell, smoke one more, and call it a morning show. Cornbread, it's all yours.
Much love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for the morning show. Let's go. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Whoop, whoop. Make sure you're following everybody you're interacting with. Make sure you're following everybody in the Cove Production team because you don't want to miss out. Let's go. Stay lifted, stay positive, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Much love, everybody. Enjoy your morning.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been a dope Wednesday morning. Great morning speaker. That was interesting. As always, much love, Vicki B. Please make sure that you are checking out her links. Buy her a coffee. Check out her Patreon. Grab yourself a sweatshirt, maybe. Much love, Vicki B. Thank you for everything that you do. I like that capture video. I saw that a few years ago. It was interesting, and I thought that was crazy. We're fucking training the shit. As well, we all knew that, but still, we're digitizing shit for fucking Google. It's wild. But I hope you all have a dope ass rest of your day. Like I said, don't miss out on the Dabber Chick show today. Don't miss out on Guardians. Don't miss out on the Dabber Magic show tonight. Please make sure you're following everybody on the Cove-TV production team. Make sure you're following Sir Cough Select. Great token tunes last night. Much love. Make sure that you are catching token tunes every Tuesday night. And don't miss everything that he's got going on. Make sure you're following the one and only Europe Entertainment. Don't miss out on the Europe Nanigans every Sunday morning. Make sure you're following Michael Hugo Manbear. Don't miss out on all the vibes that he brings to the shows. Make sure you're following Mad Productions. Don't miss out on all the music that he has released and is releasing. Much love, Magic. So much shit going on. You don't want to miss out on any of it. Plus the announcement tonight. Don't miss out on any of it. Make sure that you are following the one and only Kelsey Dabbs. Don't miss out on the Dabber Chick show here today around noon. And noon Eastern time. And make sure you're following the one and only Cornbread. Don't miss out on all the vibes she brings to the shows. Thank you to everybody that helped support Cove-TV. Cove-TV. Y'all make this possible. I couldn't do it without all the help of the Cove-TV subscribers and everybody that helps support the Cove. With that being said, we'll see everybody later today, this afternoon, or if I don't see you at all, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Cove-TV Morning Show, 8 a.m. Eastern Time every single day. It's, in my opinion, the best way to start your day. We'll play one more and catch everybody later. Much love.
You know, sometimes I'm caught up in my head. I'm trying to make the best of the lows and the highs. But it's hard sometimes when you're scared to take a step. You're fighting with the waves, so afraid of the tide. Gotta let it go. That's the only way that I know how. Gotta lose control. No, I won't ever let it count me down. Oh, when I'm lonely and when I come undone, remember what you told me. Life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall. I know the only way to get along is going with the flow, 'cause life's like a waterfall. I know sometimes this life can break your heart. When something's fall apart, there's no good in goodbye. But the darkest night won't always be that dark. Tears are gonna fall, tears are gonna dry. Gotta let it go. That's the only way that I know how. Gotta lose control. No, I won't ever let it count me down. When I'm lonely and when I come undone, remember what you told me.
I fucking love that song. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Much love.